awareness means understanding and respecting different traditions, beliefs, and ways of life. When people are culturally aware, they work better together, avoid misunderstandings, and create a more respectful environment. For example, a beach resort in Boracay conducts training for staff on local Ati tribe traditions, teaching them proper greetings and protocols when interacting with indigenous guests or community members. Inclusive policies. Inclusive policies foster equitable environments by removing barriers, promoting respect, and ensuring active participation for individuals of all backgrounds. Effective strategies include implementing anti-discrimination guidelines, providing cross-cultural training, and offering flexible, culturally sensitive workplace accommodations. For example, a tour operator in Metro Manila has a hiring program that prioritizes persons with disabilities. It provides accessible workstations and specialized training for roles like tour coordinators. Community engagement. Community engagement involves working with and supporting local communities. When organizations engage with communities, they build trust, strengthen relationships, and help address local needs more effectively. For example, a mountain resort in Baguio partners with nearby barangays to hire local residents as guides, chefs, and maintenance staff rather than bringing in workers from outside the region. Economic contribution. Economic contribution refers to how individuals and organizations support the economy through work, business, and services. Strong economic participation helps improve living standards and creates job opportunities. For example, a new eco park in Palawan creates over 200 jobs in security, hospitality, and conservation, reducing unemployment rates in surrounding municipalities.
Affordable tourism. Affordable tourism aims to make travel both accessible and economical while still providing rich and memorable experiences. It emphasizes how travelers can visit destinations on how limited budget through thoughtful planning, wise spending choices, and by utilizing local resources. For example, a community-based tourism initiative in Bohol offers budget packages that includes homestay with local families, shared meals, and guided tours at half the cost of commercial options. Sustainable practices. Sustainable practices emphasize behaviors and approaches that safeguard the environment, uplift local communities, and preserve resources for the future. In the tourism and other sectors, sustainable practices involve honoring local culture, conserving natural areas, and prioritizing long-term environmental and social benefit over short-term gains. For example, a resort in Siargao uses solar panels for electricity and rainwater harvesting systems, reducing its environmental footprint and protecting the island marine ecosystem. Communication and feedback. Communication and feedback center on sharing information, ideas, and reactions among individuals or groups to enhance understanding and effectiveness. When combined with clear communication, constructive feedback fosters growth, collaboration, and ongoing development. For example, a hotel in Makati holds monthly town halls with staff to discuss concerns and suggestions, leading to improved scheduling flexibility and better workplace morale.
Major impacts. Workforce diversity. Workforce diversity refers to having employees from different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. It promotes inclusion, equal opportunity, and mutual respect, which help create a fair and collaborative workplace. Employee performance. Employee performance is how well workers complete their tasks and meet organizational goals. It can be improved through clear goals, performance evaluations, recognition, and continuous development. Skill development. Skill development focuses on improving employees' knowledge, and abilities. Training programs and workshops helps workers adapt to change, grow professionally, and increase productivity. Workplace equality. Workplace equality means all employees are treated fairly regardless of gender, age, or background. Anti-discrimination policies help build trust, respect, and positive work environment. Employee well-being. Employee well-being involves physical, mental, and emotional health at work. Programs like stress management, flexible schedules, and counseling improve satisfaction, productivity, and employee retention.
Mabuhay! I am Joriel. The tourism industry serves as a double-edged sword, driving rapid economic growth while simultaneously risking local displacement and wealth inequality. To address these socioeconomic impacts, the workplace must transition from being a passive employer to an active community stakeholder. This shift requires a strategic focus on three core areas, which are the economic stability, local empowerment, and social integration. By reimagining internal operations, tourism businesses can ensure that the prosperity they generate benefits the host destination as much as the shareholders. One of the most pressing socioeconomic challenges is the leakage of capital, where revenue generated by tourism leaves the local economy via foreign owned supply chains. The tourism workplace can combat this by implementing a local first procurement policy. By sourcing food, linens, and decorative art form from regional vendors and artisans, the business keeps money circulating within the community. This creates a secondary layer of indirect employment, strengthening the local economic fabric and reducing the community's dependence on a single employer. Seasonal unemployment remains a significant hurdle for worker stability, often leading to a boom and bust lifestyle for local families. Forward thinking workplaces address this through multi skilling and diversified contracts that provide a year round security. For example, a resort might cross-train front of house staff in administrative or maintenance roles during the off-season. By prioritizing permanent contracts over temporary ones, businesses foster a loyal, skilled workforce while reducing the strain on local social welfare system during the tourist low season. Rapid tourism development frequently drives up the locals' cost of living, often pricing the very people who work in the industry out of their own neighborhoods. To mitigate this, workplaces must adopt a living wage standard that accounts for local inflation and housing costs rather than just adhering the legal minimum. Additionally, providing benefits such as housing subsidies or dedicated staff transport can alleviate the financial pressure on employees, ensuring that tourism workers can afford to live with dignity in the destinations they serve. Social mobility is another critical socioeconomic factor, as locals are often relegated to entry level roles while management is imported from abroad. The tourism workplace can address this by establishing clear internal promotion pathways and leadership mentorship programs specifically for local residents. When the community sees their own neighbors in executive positions, it reduces the us versus them sentiment that often fuels local resentment towards the industry. Investing in the professional growth of locals ensures that human capital is built and retained within the region. The workplace also serves as the primary bridge between the visitors and the local culture, placing a responsibility on management to prevent cultural commodification. Businesses should provide staff with cultural sensitivity, training that empowers them to share their heritage authentically rather than as a performance. By encouraging employees to bring their authentic selves to the workplace, the industry protects the social identity of the destination, ensuring that tourism enriches the local culture rather than diluting it for a mass market audience. Ultimately, the long term viability of any tourism destination depends on the health of its socio-economic environment. A workplace that prioritizes fair pay, local sourcing, and career development creates a virtuous cycle where businesses thrives because the community thrives. By taking these proactive steps, tourism operators can transform their workplace into engines of social equity, proving that a successful business model is one that leaves the destination way better than it found it.